thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, he introduced it some 23 years ago. Now, former Prime Minister Christie is back to assist the Urban Renewal Department. That is not sitting well with many of you who asked, could the government not find someone else, someone younger? Also tonight, is marital rape the issue that will be a make or break for the Davis administration? With the cost of eggs in food stores these days, the question tonight, make or break for who? Who is making marital rape a leading issue? An in-depth discussion for you. And she was here with her son last year after he got hit in the eye with a pencil by another student. The boy has now lost sight in one eye and still has many more procedures ahead. They're here this evening to fill us in with an update. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. I will begin this segment discussion by saying I don't see anything wrong with the former Prime Minister, Christie, filling this role in urban renewal. After all, it was his vision. I also see nothing wrong with his age or the appointment depriving anyone of an opportunity. Being at a mature age should not disqualify one in the Bahamas from making a contribution. And so I just wanted to put it out there because we're going to have a discussion this evening and see exactly what the other thoughts around the table are. So tonight, Communications Director in the Office of the Prime Minister, Latrey Ramming, is defending the appointment of former Prime Minister Christie to the Urban Renewal Authority. Ramming told Eyewitness News that the unpaid appointment has been shaped to assist the department in ensuring that its original intent is not lost as it takes on a board.
We need to remind persons that former prime ministers give advice all the time. This government or this administration believe that the best minds and the brightest minds have a place in solving some of our country's most difficult challenges. It's also important to know that this program is currently in a number of neighborhoods. It's doing a tremendous job in alleviating poverty and doing its part in rebuilding homes and rebuilding lives. So the idea and the premise of making it an authority is to ensure that regardless of governments changing, the mandate and the mission of the authority doesn't change. And I think what was happening is, given the fact that Prime Minister Christie, and he's been giving advice on urban renewal for the last 2 years, given the fact that the authority has evolved, the Prime Minister thought it was important to note his involvement in giving the advice that he's been given over the last 2 years. Christian examples throughout the government where that young people play in very critical roles, including myself. I was appointed as Director of Communication at age 27. We have a relatively young Director of Investment who ages below 40. We have a very young person who's in charge of the Bahamas Development Bank. There's a number of examples of Bahamians who are young serving in this administration, and especially in the Urban Renewal Program. I think that people should know that despite this announcement, there are young persons who are in this program playing very leading and critical roles in the execution of government policy. When you're solving problems, the plate is full. There is no limitation on persons wanting to get involved, and we welcome them.
Well, meanwhile, F&M Senator Reuben Ramming says he's also taking issue with former Prime Minister Christie's involvement in the Urban Renewal Authority. Ramming called, this is Senator Reuben Ramming, calling on the government to allow others to continue to contribute to nation building in the country. And so we're going to get in right there this evening and see exactly what my panelists think. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines contributors Peggy Scott and Ellington Ferguson. Good evening to both of you. It's good to have you here. Listen, actually, Latre beat me to it because I was going to tell you both that I spoke with many sources in government, senior positions, who said, listen, this is nothing new, really. Both prime ministers have been called on, that is Ingram and Christie, to give government advice from time to time. Your thoughts, though, because a number of people, you heard Senator Reuben Raming and his take on it, saying, listen, man, hold up, nobody else could go and advise urban renewal for free?
Hi, good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas. Thank you so much for having me. Well, I represent the voice of the people on social media, and I'm in agreement with them. Couple points. Firstly, Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision and make it plain. I heard Latre say, oh, he is the visionary and he's been steering. God forbid that he was no longer with us. Couldn't somebody else or somebody else would have been forced to give advice? I'm sure there are many qualified servicemen, police, defense force, social workers who are more than able to advise the Urban Renewal Foundation. Secondly, poor communication. I always say every time I see the director of communication come forward, there must have been a miscommunication that he had to clear up. And of course, I was correct this time also. If the administration had introduced it properly, and thank the former prime minister for volunteering his time, all the confusion, because the concern is like, these people don't get enough. We tired paying them. How much more do they want from us? So because of failed communication, Bahamians took for granted that it was a paid position. And so the response was like, how much is enough? This gentleman been serving from Pinland time, and I'm quoting some of the things I've read online. So whenever I see Latre coming out, I say somebody messed up in communicating with the Bahamian people. And so as director of communication, as leaders in this country, you must come direct with us so there don't have to be a cleanup on aisle one, so that there don't have to be a correction of miscommunication or giving Bahamians additional information. It is not only important for us, but it's essential for you because you get a black eye every time you miscommunicate with us. And so they came and they cleared up. I think the damage has already been done. Bahamians, especially young Bahamians, are appalled at the eye there. That senior man, 81, I don't know how old Algernon Allen is, but I'm sure he's not far. And then we're overlooking Mr. Algernon Allen. Wasn't he in this position before, him along with Cynthia Mother Pratt, who's now the Governor General? I think 2012, around that time, under the leadership of Mr. Perry Christie, who was Prime Minister at the time. And during his time of service, there was question of a missing $101 million for the roofing project that was answered answered because they did not think they should be questioned. And when I say they, I mean Mr. Algernon Allen and Governor. She wasn't governor at the time, but Cynthia Mother Pratt. So how short is our memory that the same individual who didn't feel necessary to account for missing or question of where's $1 million of urban renewal money is now entrusted again? And is he being paid or is he volunteering his time? I know a lot of people put attention on the former prime minister, myself included, based on the information I had at the time. And so if I'm going to make any recommendation to Latre and this administration, improve on your communication, or you will continue to get a black eye and annoyance of the Bahamian people.
Well, good evening, Shanique, and good evening, Bahamas. Certainly it's a pleasure to be here once again. Firstly, I think urban renewal has proven itself to be a transformative program in the Bahamian society. It was initiated some 23 years ago. Mr. Christie, in his vision at that time, done a tremendous job in bringing this to the Bahamian public. He was recognized for it around the region. As a matter of fact, leaders from around the region came here to understudy and to see what is happening, how it was working and all that stuff. And so it was a wonderful program. There's absolutely no question about that. I think we've had a number of people that have worked through the program. We had members of the police department that have worked in the program directly in communities. It has developed relationship with policing and the communities. It has helped as it relates to crime and clean up the community in a lot of cases. So there's no question about the effectiveness of urban renewal. Unfortunately, it began a little political as administration changed. They began to tinker with it and change it and cancel some things, but yet still it survived all of that and is yet still going. Peggy spoke about the fact of the persons that have been involved. We've had Cynthia Mother Pratt and Algernon Allen, who I thought did a pretty good job during their tenure. Right now is Algernon Allen and the Reverend Diana Francis that's in that position. And I think there's a lot. I applaud the government for wanting to take urban renewal to the next level.
By creating an authority. What I want to ask, because I have to move this segment along, we have about this much time. So I want to say, though, I want us to be careful as a nation when we are going to discard someone who is 81, who is of sound mind, still relevant, has ideas, and can make a contribution. I don't care if that person is Perry Christie or my father. What I'm saying is we are building a nation. The one thing that makes America great in all its turmoil right now is the fact that it doesn't discard its elderly or those who have the ideas to help move things forward. Let us all come together. Now, Perry Christie in 2002, I think it was, created this program, saw a vision. He was awarded for it, recognized for it, and hailed as, listen, this is something great. Did it have its bumps? Yes, it did.
Absolutely.
Does it need tweaking even now?
Definitely.
Yes, it does. But it continues to make an impact. And so I certainly I just want us to be mindful of that, because when you get to be a certain don't want to be seen as yesterday's news for young Joe standing out there in the corner figuring as your time is up. And when you have so much more that you can actually make a contribution towards and give towards. I want to, Justin, the TP, marital rape. Marital rape in the headlines again. The lobby is getting louder, it seems. Today, Prime Minister Davis says he will wait to hear how the Bahamian people, how you all feel about it. And what do you think on the matter of marital rape? Now, Peggy and Ellington, is this the issue that'll be shaping up the campaign for the next general election? And how so?
Shanique, I think this administration attempted to place this on the back burner, but these groups are not allowing that. Is it going to make the mainstream? It appears that it is gaining some steam to make mainstream. I think a lot of Bahamians, Prime Minister may have to put together a team to look at this and put some proposed recommendations out there to the public, do some town hall meetings, and begin to at least be seen to do something about this, because obviously it appears that it's not going to go away.
Well, how long will it take? 3.5 years. This issue was reintroduced after the administration said that this was not part of the agenda this term. It was reintroduced into the conversation by the Member of Parliament for Marital, Ms. Lisa Rami. She brought it into this administration and forced the Prime Minister's hand in addressing it, because they had already said it was not part of this administration agenda for this year. Kicking it down. If the Prime Minister say he wants the opinions of the Bahamian people, do a referendum. I mean, what is stopping you? You are the #1 minister.
I think a poll would serve
yeah,
best.
Bahamians don't know how to handle referendum.
Are we stupid that we cannot handle referendum?
Let me tell you.
How would you answer that? How would you
but
answer
we can
that?
go
And
to
we
the
had two
poll
already.
and vote.
No, but we had two
Peggy,
already.
We had two already,
We had two.
and the wishes of the people were not accepted.
And so,
Okay.
So that wasn't the people. That was leadership. That was leadership. That was
When
not
you
the
talk
people.
about it, you got to
It's
talk
not
about
leadership.
women who vote against
But give them an opportunity again.
Ellington
But I'm
and
saying,
Peggy,
how do
Ellington
you get
and
the views of the
Peggy,
people?
I feel as though this
How do you get the
is
views of
a
the people?
very minute
Absolutely. I don't see a
of
need
the
for no
Bahamian
referendum.
society.
And
No,
that
this
minute
issue of
section
marital
needs to
rape,
be heard.
and they
They need to be heard.
But they've been heard.
And they
It needs to-
can
it
and
needs to
will
move
be
along.
heard.
It needs-
Referendum?
It
No.
needs to, it
And
needs
if
to
you
move along,
think-
Peggy and
if you
Ellington. Wait a
think
minute,
this is
I'm
not-
speaking, please.
sorry.
It needs to, here's what, quiet in the studio. Here's why it needs to move on, okay? Because what is the issue and where did this issue come from? It is part of a wider agenda that's now been quashed. I feel as though the laws that protect you, me, and every person, every female in this room protects a married woman. If a married woman feels abused, doesn't she leave and seek out a social worker and an attorney? The police would come in. If she is sexually assaulted, there are laws with the same thing. I don't want us to go down a slippery slope where people feel they could try open this door to open others.
Well, I cannot speak for abused woman, abused married woman. She have to be heard and speak for herself. And I don't think a single woman or a divorced woman who never been raped from her ex-husband can speak for those women who claim they have been raped. They should be heard, and if they're not heard, you will feel it.
I'll tell you this.
Trust me.
I'll tell you this. No, but
Give them opportunity
no
to be
special
heard.
interest group needs to push it.
Not-
let the
not a
married
special
woman
yes.
come who needs this law amended, who is in dire need of it. Let us know the statistics. See, don't just throw it out there. Let us know the numbers, the statistics, how frequent it's happening. And be able to put it here so that we all can buy into this lobby. Peggy is one host.
Sorry.
If you open your mouth again, open your mouth. So that we all could buy into this lobby and understand the necessity of it. But don't try squeeze this in and figure that you can squeeze other things in. Go ahead, Peggy.
Are you telling me you need to hear the detailed trauma of an abused woman to be satisfied?
We're talking about changing laws now.
No, I'm saying, is that what you need?
And
the
referendum.
detail of a traumatized woman who probably circumstances and situations, especially financial, especially her children, prevents her from moving on. I am a supporter of divorce. Leave it, you know what.
I agree with
but
you.
not many women have the capacity, have the strength, have the financial ability to move. They are trapped in a bad situation.
But even if
and shouldn't they be protected?
Peggy, the law is amended, then she would still have to make some tough decisions. So make it now, because you are asking for an entire law to be changed. Let's go, guys. Let's keep it up. Now, speaking of where the lobby should be, I said this last night. Women, our voices are strong. Our lobby is strong. The cost of living is hurting many of you right there who are lobbying for something like this that people are scratching their heads because when, Peggy, you come and take this whole segment over and you know I've not gotten to half of it. Are you kidding, Justin?
Justin, are you kidding?
Carlisle, we just walked in here. Who's saying what and how they saying? Peggy,
Another
if you
show,
open your
part
mouth.
two just for this.
Shut up. Peggy, I thank you very much. It's always good, always good. Ellington, I look like you went quiet. The women have taken over
I'm
the
not
segment.
going to get into woman rowing. I promise myself I'll never do that.
I noticed you went quiet. Listen, don't go anywhere because when we come back, we're going to get more into this marital rape. I want to hear what these ladies who are coming up next, I want to hear what they have to say on this matter. We're back after this. The tickets. Oh.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Call now to get more of the care you need.
What? You don't know what TDC is? Tourism Development Corporation?
You mean the Ministry of Tourism?
No, that ain't the same thing, buddy. The Tourism Development Corporation helps develop and grow Bahamian businesses in the tourism industry. You hear what I say, buddy?
Oh, yeah.
Develop and grow. You don't know what all the things they do?
What does do?
Wait, check the website, one.
Start your journey to ownership of our #1 industry today. Log on to tdcbahamas.com.
At the Water and Sewage Corporation, safety and convenience are our top priorities. However, our meter readers face challenges that can make their job difficult. Locked gates to guard dogs sometimes leads to missed readings and estimated bills, which can be frustrating for you and us. That's why we're upgrading to digital meters. They bring safety, accuracy, and convenience to homes across the Bahamas. We can streamline data collection, reduce on-site visits, and provide more accurate bills with no more estimates. Digital meters also help detect leaks early, saving you from costly bills and reducing water waste. Soon, a user-friendly app will let you track your water usage, manage bills, and stay informed, all at your fingertips. Over the next year, we're rolling out digital meters nationwide, transforming how we serve you with a safer and cost-efficient water supply. To learn about our digital meters, visit our website or call us today. And don't forget to update your information at any of our locations.
Who are the boss for dancer?
International events and production, Alive, Bahamas Air, Everybody Wins Live, and Field of Vibes Bahamas Weekend presents
the Evolution Concert on Saturday, March 29th at Clifford Park, featuring Vibes Cartel and Friends.
Bahamas, Nassau, where you see Saturday the 29th of March.
It's one of the biggest events to hit the shores of Nassau, Bahamas.
Get ready for Adi the Teacher, the Dancehall King, aka the World Boss, Vibes Cartel.
Real bad man, no muggle in a shot.
Log into our official airline Bahamas Air for travel specials. It gets better. We're also giving away a brand new Cybertruck.
And up to $50,000 in cash and prizes at the concert. Compliments of Everybody Wins Live.
Log into our website, feelthevibesweekend.com.
For tickets, tables, skyboxes, and more info.
Visit Ticket Flair or email intlevents242@gmail.com.
WhatsApp or call 1242-808-2369.
I remember Cartel I go did it.
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
Beyond the Headlines is brought to you by EV Motors. Drive the future with brand new 2024 electric vehicles. EV Motors, powering your journey.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. We're going to get into this discussion now where we're going to, if you just continue going up, we're going to get further into this discussion on marital rape. I have with me two women who are very opinionated and have views on this. Marital rape, of course, as I said in the top segment, I tell you, Peggy and Ellington, I must have you all back. I want you all back this week. Because, we have to talk about it. The lobby is getting louder, it seems. Today, of course, you saw Prime Minister Davis says that what he will do is continue to exercise, I guess, caution. However, what he will do is if every indication points to it, take it to the Bahamian people in terms of sort of perhaps some poll or something, but certainly to get their thoughts on it, to see how they feel. Is this something the Bahamian people want? I'll tell you what they want, though. I understand eggs is $21. We didn't even get there. $21 at Super Value. I haven't seen it. Don't know where it is. I don't know if it's like 3 dozen eggs or something. I am not sure. But the point is, the cost of living continues to be a challenge for everyday Bahamians. Continues to be a challenge. But we're going to get back on this marital rape matter. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines, Pastors Patrice Smith and Carol Moss. Ladies, good evening to both of you. Welcome to the show.
Good evening. Good evening. Good to be here as usual.
Good evening, Shanique.
How did this matter is sort of, I don't know how we are sitting back and allowing it to become divisive. And it is becoming that in a way. I feel as though it is misplaced energy at this moment.
Yes.
Because we have not seen strings and strings of headlines about women being violated.
Right.
There. We have not seen that. We have seen domestic violence.
Yes.
We have not heard attached to that they are being sexually assaulted and violated by their husbands. What I'm saying is, where has this new move emerged and how? And I have some friends in the women's group and stuff, and I know they probably look at me side-eyed tonight and wide-eyed, but yes, what many of you are married, happily so. I mean, what is it that you're doing? But go ahead, pastors.
Shanique, most certainly, I am so passionate about this particular topic, simply because, and I can only tout my success as a married person, being married successfully for 35 years. And 35 years completely enjoying my marriage, I call it experience. And for 35 years, never having a problem with my husband sexually. And for 35 years, always experiencing an orgasm every time I have sex. All right, so let me leave that right there.
Hold on.
I want to leave that every time. I've never
years.
had sex without experiencing an orgasm. Call me Prophetess Patrice T. Smith.
Listen,
all right.
I can bring her back for love talks.
Yeah, we got to bring me back for love talks. Shanique, and I'm serious with that, you know. I've never had a sexual experience without an orgasm. Never, ever. From I've been married for 35 years.
She's blessed of the Lord.
And I'm blessed and highly favored. And so, but Shanique, on a very serious note, what is happening is that we are majoring on the minors and we are minoring on the majors. Now, somebody said to me earlier tonight, and I totally agree with that person, that there is more statistics. There is more information on violence against women and the disenfranchisement, if I could use that term, of the family. There's more statistics on the breakdown of the family and the dysfunctionality of family in the Bahamas than there is on marital rape. So how is it that we are not pushing, we are not proponents for women and children that are being killed, women and children that are being raped, women and children that are being abused? We are not pushing for this, but we are now pushing for marital rape. Now, what amazes me, and I want to ask 3 questions. The first question I want to ask is, who are these people that are pushing for the laws to be changed as it pertains to marital rape? Right. Who are these people? Yeah. Are these unmarried women? Yeah. Are these divorced women? Right. Are these lesbian women? Because women that are lesbians cannot advocate on my behalf as it pertains to marriage. You don't have a say. And so therefore, I want to find out, who are these women that are pushing for this law on marriage? Who y'all is? I want to know who your names are. I want to know who you are. Because some of y'all are undercover lesbians. And so what you are, now I'm going to deal with it tonight. And so what you are trying to do is tap into something that you have no authority to touch. And so therefore, I totally agree with the Prime Minister, and I think that he is exercising wisdom here. Right. Mr. Prime Minister, sir, take it to the country. Do polls for married. Let only married women take these polls. Not these women that undercover agents, they 007. We are interested in them. Take polls of married women, or take it to a referendum to the country so that we know, just like we did with the gambling issue, does the Bahamas agree with laws being changed or laws being placed on the books as it pertains to marital rape? Dr. Sandra Dean Patterson, I want to hear the statistics. Who are coming forth? I want the police. Miss Shonda, what is her name? The Commissioner of Police. Miss Knowles, you are a female. Yeah. I want to hear, what are the statistics? Who are the women that are coming to the police that are saying that they have been raped by their husbands? And how are you going to prove that these women have been raped? Now, we know, Bahamian women, we know ourselves. We know us. We are strong-minded women, and at times we are manipulative women. And so therefore, let's just speak the truth now. Yeah. And there are some women in marriage that will hold sex over their husbands. They will hold it. They will hold him in bondage. If you don't do this, I'm going to do that. If you don't do this or say this, I'm going to report that you did that. Right. So who can confirm that the rape took place? Right. Who was there in the bedroom? Were you the fly on the wall? Dr. Sandra Dean Patterson, I want you to come forth with the statistics. And like I said, I don't want to hear from no lesbian woman. I want to hear from women who are successfully married. I want to hear from women who have been offended. And I want to hear real cases. Real cases is what I want to hear. Okay, y'all gonna start me up tonight.
No, I'm gonna start you up,
Okay.
Pastor Moss, and you ain't start up yet.
Yeah, man. Listen,
Pastor Moss. Pastor Patrice raised a number of points. Truly,
Right.
the thing is, I'm not a proponent at all of a woman being violated sexually
Definitely
or
not.
otherwise in her marriage. Not at all. But the thing is, we are trying now to safeguard an institution,
Absolutely.
and also move a nation forward.
Absolutely.
A nation that the foundation of it, the family, has been attacked and basically is almost non-existent.
Yeah, but I think again, we must target where this is coming from.
Absolutely.
I don't think the foundation, like she said, prophetess said, where is it coming from and who is it coming from?
What's the motive?
Yeah, what's your motive of why you're saying it?
Right.
I like what Prime Minister Davis said, rape is rape. And he said also that any man who inflicts violence on his wife or rape, it's violence. Now, I didn't have the privilege to say that I've been in a marriage for 35 years. That was good. I was in a marriage that was very violent. I was in a marriage that was very abusive. I've been very hurt.
Were you raped
So
in your marriage?
I don't want to go that personal.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that some of the women must take a stand because again, we must do a census on what's happening and should we give this kind of thing the kind of energy and as opposed to the family or what's really been attacked.
Absolutely.
And two, the women has to stand because we've been beaten, we've been abused, we've been raped, and we will still stay in these relationships and make excuses of why we don't leave.
You said you used the term just now. Let's just flesh it all
Yeah,
out. You said we collective have been raped. Meaning women in marriage.
Yeah, women in marriage.
I'm not asking you about your personal experience.
Women in marriage.
What I'm asking you then, since you've said that, you put that on the table just now.
I did.
Do married women then need this added protection that is being lobbied for?
Well, you can add a protection, but again, Shanique, it is the whole thing. The women has to come forward because
which women? The ones
women
who
were
raped?
abused. Not the woman who got married for 35 years.
No, not me. That ain't me.
Not you.
I want the women who've experienced orgasms to come forward.
No. See, Diana's right now.
Yeah, no, that ain't you.
Diana's right now.
Okay.
See, there are women who have been hurt, they've been beaten, they've been raped, their children. But again, no matter what, Shanique, I stayed in that. I stayed in that relationship for 10 years.
Why did you?
And so I'm saying, so we as women, we have to stand and say, no, you could make 1,000 laws. But when you make these laws, you got to protect the women and the men because there are women who are very vindictive.
Manipulative.
They can manipulate.
Yeah.
And then you have to protect the males. And there are some males who are very violent. They're very mean. They're very cruel and narcissistic.
See, but that's different. You're speaking about. We know that there are troubled marriages.
Yes.
That's why domestic violence is
Of
an
course.
issue. But in these borders and outside these borders, we are talking now about the matter of rape and to go and change laws for that.
Yes.
And to have this lobby go forward and have that clause taken out.
You have to be very careful because that's very tricky.
Yeah.
Because if you make the wrong decision, you can move either way.
Absolutely.
So there got to be a consensus to say, listen, where is this happening a whole lot?
Mm-hmm.
But it is happening a lot. The women are not speaking out.
Married women are being raped.
They're being raped.
In
They're
their
being abused.
in their
they're
marital
being kicked
homes.
down. They're being tied up. They're being struck in the face. And a lot of us don't have what prophets talk about. We're not there. And so we just can't just scope on one area. And so I believe that Prime Minister Davis is making the right decision. Let's make a consensus.
Bring it to the people.
Bring it to the people.
Yes.
Let's find out and then make the laws to protect the women and the men.
What is it? What keeps a married woman bound to that violent situation you just presented?
Two things, and something.
And what will change when that clause is removed?
Okay, one thing Peggy said, we don't have certain women, not me, I'll tell you why. Women don't have certain means of how they feed their children, where they live, all these other stuff, so they are bound financially by poverty. Second thing is love, in the name of love. And you said, oh, this person can change, when they never do. And so we keep on hoping and believing. So I believe that we need counselors. We need just
But you were talking about many different things,
yes,
Carol.
yes.
I'm asking you about the matter of rape. Let's just stay right there. You see, counselors could be for anything.
Right.
The fact that they go to bed hungry.
We're talking about
rape. You said women are being raped today, right now, in their marriages.
They're being forced.
When they forced sex, rape, that's what rape is.
It's rape.
So when that clause is removed, it's a very simple clause when you look and see how rape is defined in the Bahamas. And so when that is removed, then
we can't remove it.
How we can't remove it? But you just described something that you said it's happening right now.
Right. I mean, I'm saying if you're gonna make a law, make sure the law is for everyone. I do believe if a woman says no, because some men are very cruel. When they come home, and no matter how drunk, no matter how cruel they are, they want you to have sexual intercourse with them. And if you say no, they will force you violently. And if you're not aroused by that kind of love, that can hurt you. That is rape. That is rape by a husband. We cannot say that husbands don't rape. But then on the other hand, there are women who are very vindictive and rude that can jail a man for no reason. So again, we have to make these laws and make sure these laws suit everyone. And make a consensus to make sure that this is the area that we're going to target.
Shanique, I go back to, if I can interject, I go back to the statistics again. Because I think even in science, in order for you to come up with a cure, there has to be some type of research. In order for you to come up with any type of solution, there has to be, or any type of reaction, there must be, like we always say all the time, for every action there is a reaction. So therefore, if we are going to react, and react to the point where we are going to now legislate, we're going to make laws concerning marital rape. We now have to find out who are these women that are being raped. What is the length, over the length and breadth of the Bahamas? What is the percentage? Are these women really being raped? And that's where the counseling comes in. Because Bahamian women would think, well, if I tell my husband no, I have a right to tell my husband no. Baby, when you see, a lot of times I tell people they're excited about a wedding and not a marriage. I think what needs to happen is that persons who are going into a marriage needs counseling. Counseling probably now needs to be mandatory. It probably now needs to be mandatory before a marriage takes place. No, listen to me. A lot of people are going.
I thought counseling was
mandatory. It's not mandatory. No, it isn't. And so a lot of people are going into marriages and they don't understand what marriage is. They are excited, especially the women, about the wedding. But they don't. And so this is where the whole country now has to come together to educate. The church has to join in, civic society has to join in, the school educational system has to join in, and we have to teach people what marriage is, what is expected in marriage. Let me finish. Because a lot of times people say, I can tell. But listen to me now.
Hold on, let her finish.
Let me finish. You can tell your husband no as far as you are a human being, and you have a right to say no as a human being. But as it pertains to the sanctity and the marriage itself, you really scripturally, and that's both the husband and the wife, really do not have the right to enforce your own feelings, so to speak, and your own emotions, so to speak, and your own ideas, so to speak, as it pertains to sex. So you can't, as a married person, you should not tell your husband, I'm tired tonight, so therefore ain't no sex. This has to be a mutual thing between the two of you. Why? Because marriage is mutual. Listen to me. The two shall become one.
Let Pastor Carol come in.
What if it's violent?
I'm not talking about violence.
No, but wait a minute. No, but she's talking about violence. We're talking about violence. So the thing is, there are provisions for that.
Right.
And a woman doesn't have to be counseled if she feels as though she is being beat up.
Yes.
Sex is forced on her. And she's violently violated.
Violated.
Leave.
Call
the law.
Leave.
So what causes us to say, as you said, there needs to be counseling, there needs to be education, all the rest of
Intervention.
it. Intervention. What causes, and who's going to go into a home? For the woman has to know herself that this is wrong.
She has to speak. She has to then, and so certain laws got to be, like I said, we need to have a whole community where people can feel free to come, because there's a judgment against certain things. And so some of us didn't have 35 good years. But I wish I did. But some of us didn't have that. And so then we have to view every area and deal with it accordingly. There's violence against women in this country.
So what?
Abuse against women.
In circumstances like that, then this is where the legislation could be made. The legislation could be made to make it easier for civil separations and divorces. Make it easier in that, make it free. What they call it, pro bono, where you can say, listen, I'm being abused in this marriage, and so therefore you are given a leave of absence from the marriage for a time, or complete separation legally. So make it easier where women can get divorces, or men can get divorced or legal separation for free. That is where you can make the legislation. That is where you can say, okay, we're going to, as a country, we're going to help these women that may feel that they're being abused, that they're being violated, so they don't have to stay in the marriage, because they may feel staying in the marriage is better because they will keep more. If they leave, they will lose more.
I have something important to say. I'm going to put myself out there. I went in front of a judge and I began to plead my case. The judge said, what you're saying doesn't sound right. This don't sound real. You didn't go to this, and send me back into the womb. So we gotta go from the top to make sure these people are
that
trained
sounds to me. Because as we wrap up, Carol Moss, no change in the law will change a judge's mind. That's mindset. That's Bahamian mindset.
Right.
That is what's been entrenched.
Training, teaching.
Yes, whether it's a male or female judge, that is what they've been. That's what they've seen. They grew up feeling and they grew up seeing. Moving something that says rape is if you're 14 years or older and said no outside of a marriage, then you rape.
Right.
But moving that will still not change that judge telling you.
For the women.
No, but I'm saying yes, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Removing that. This is what the lobby is for.
Yeah.
You take that out and you now make rape just across the board rape. When you do that though, that's still not going to change a judge's mind.
But
that's still not going to cause a woman to go and be different in her marriage and say, you raped me, you violated me, I'm done. It's still not going to change it.
But again,
that's a slippery slope. That's a slippery slope.
That judge thought that I was lying, and you cannot be going through this.
It is. We are going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to shift gears entirely.
This needs to be discussed for quite a bit.
Something, I tell you that.
Yes.
We're back right after this.
On all levels.
Hello, ambitious women. Are you ready to take your business to the next level? This is your chance to shine. I'm Adriana Fox, co-founder of the Fox Foundation.
And I'm Adriel Fox, legacy advocate of the Fox Foundation. We're thrilled to announce the second annual Women's Entrepreneurship Episode Grant Initiative, created to empower and support women like you who are making waves in the business world.
This year, we're offering $75,000 in grants to female entrepreneurs with innovative business ideas in undersaturated markets and industries that have yet to reach their full potential. Our top 3 prizes are $25,000 for first place, $20,000 for second place, and $15,000 for third place. In addition, 7 runner-ups will receive $2,000.
We encourage businesses such as those in digital markets like web innovations, AI-driven service, niche e-commerce, or emerging industries such as green technologies, health tech, cultural tourism, and personalized educational platform. Whether you're launching a startup, scaling your business, or tackling that big idea that needs a financial boost, this grant is for you. Last year, we funded 10 incredible entrepreneurs, and this year, it could be you.
Imagine what you could achieve with the funding to grow your dreams.
Apply now and join a powerful community of women entrepreneurs leading the way. Applications are open from January 31st to February 28th. Don't wait. Visit our website for more information. This is your opportunity to break into a growing market and make an impact. Apply today and let's build a future of unstoppable women entrepreneurs together.
are bigger at Island Luck. So don't let your daily inspirations go to waste. Win now with our selection of lottery games. Play now at islandluck.com or at any of our locations. What's your inspiration?
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Well, last year we featured a mother and her son on the show, Megan Cash and her son, 10 years old at the time, Lorenzo Cash Jr. You remember he was a student at the Columbus Primary School when he was sitting there in class, and I think, in fact, he was a class prefect. And some students were throwing stuff. The teacher had stepped out of the class, and so they were throwing items at each other, objects at each other, and a pencil caught him in the eye. Wow. Since then, he has lost, Lorenzo, the right eye you cannot see? Yes, ma'am. So he has lost sight in his right eye. He now they have the right eye free to try and somehow strengthen the muscles to see if sight would return. And he's had one procedure after the next. His grades are starting to slip. His mother told us at that time that his confidence is slipping. He was becoming depressed, having anxiety attacks, just a whole lot. And meanwhile, though, have you heard from the parents as yet, Megan? The parents of the kid who's responsible? Yeah. So welcome to Beyond the Headlines. Megan Cash and her now 11-year-old son, Lorenzo Cash Jr. Good evening to both of you.
Good night, Ms. Miller. Good night, Bahamas. I'm here once again to give an update condition of my son. Since the last news segment, we've been contacted by the government and my son was taken to the USA. So pretty much he was assessed and examined by the doctor. So everything has to be done in the US now. And they're pretty much telling us that the fourth surgery, because he is so young, there are complications. So that surgery is put off in the pending future. They're trying a temporary method with the contacts and the glasses. He never received the contacts or the glasses. We were supposed to be assisted by the government with this. He never received the contacts or the glasses because they wasn't paid for. But he now has to do the patching method. That's why you see a patch on his left eye. Mm-hmm. His right eye got injured. And they explain now we have to patch the left eye to strengthen the nerves in the bad eye. If not, you could have problems continuously with both eyes.
With both.
With his vision being in jeopardy.
Yeah, so how much can you see out of your right eye right now, Lorenzo?
Not so much.
What are you seeing right now?
It's very blurry, but I could only see colors. But I can't really identify anything.
So you don't see people, you just see sort of just blurry images sort of type thing?
Yes, Mom.
So when you left here last year, you were contacted by the Ministry of Health, and I think they have an eye program that they assist Bahamians with. Mm-hmm. What happened?
So we pretty much had to take him to the U.S. where he was seen.
The ministry assisted you with that?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
He was taken by taken to the U.S. to see the doctors, and they're telling us he now has a high chance increase of glaucoma. So he has multiple appointments coming up where he has to has to keep up with these appointments because if it's detected early, it can be treated. But the surgery itself, the fourth surgery, the implant surgery, they can't do it at this time. They're waiting till he's much older, around 16 years old.
He's too young.
Because it's complications. And if something goes wrong, we now have to take him to the U.S. to have everything done. There isn't a contact lens specialist on the island, so he has to see the contact lens specialist in the U.S. as well.
What is the issue tonight? I know that you've been trying to reach out to the show for at least a week to a week and a half now. What is the issue that you're back here? Is the Ministry of Health still assisting?
It's pretty much, to say the least, Ms. Miller, how my husband and I feel our family entirely as if though the situation with our son that we are, bit, so to say, a burden. We shouldn't ever feel that way because pretty much no parent would ask to be in our position. We didn't ask for this. No. We took our child to school on any given day like any other child to simply get an education. And it has been damaging in so many ways, mentally, physically, emotionally. He still has ongoing counseling appointments for his mental
Is
and
the Ministry of
emotional
Education
state.
aware of this? Are they on board? What's happening?
We've informed them about his condition.
But inform them. I'm saying, is there somebody assigned to your family to try and see this through with Lorenzo?
We feel pretty much that they don't take the matter as serious as it is, realistically, as if though when he was taken to the U.S. that it would be a simple fix, which is not, because it is lifelong effects in terms of his well-being, his vision, his health entirely.
What is happening tonight? I want you to speak to the Bahamian people, better yet speak as well to the Ministry of Health, because according to what you're saying, just speak very plainly, that you're getting help from nowhere, right?
No, ma'am.
This happened on a government school campus, in the classroom. He was there being a prefect and doing his duties as he was supposed to do, right?
Yes,
as the teacher left him in charge as she stepped out for a bit.
Yes.
These kids were throwing objects around. One happened to be a pencil and hit him in the eye. As a result, this is what's taken place.
Yes.
You speak to us.
And the mere fact that our son was the only child that got wounded in that classroom, therefore wasn't any protection. And also I like to say, as a mother, it pains me completely to the parents of the child that did this. Do you have a conscience? How could you sleep at night knowing that your son wounded our son, not even to call, not even to give any support, to ask how he's doing from then to now? It's like everyone is going about their daily lives as if though this didn't happen. It never happened.
And so they can easily forget it, which they did. They have.
Pretty much.
What about the cost for just going back and forth?
That's a lot of future
travel.
Financial expenses to come.
Have you been assisted by the Ministry of Education or Ministry of Health in that regard?
I've been assisted by the Ministry of Education.
For traveling back and forth?
Yes.
And accommodations in the U.S.?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, what do you want to happen tonight? Because as you said, the surgery the fourth surgery cannot happen at this time because he's too young. But they have obviously other things that they're doing. What is your plea tonight?
And also we've informed him he needs the contact lens, the glasses, which he has not received. We've submitted quotes.
How long has he been given this prescription for those
things? From last year, October, November last year.
Who y'all give it to?
The Ministry of Education.
What did they say?
So we've informed them by email. We've given them documentation of everything about his condition from then to now.
And he needed those glasses and all that stuff from then?
He needs all those things
from October
before he goes
Who
back
in the Ministry of Education you gave it to?
PS in Bristol.
What's the
Minister Darville.
Oh, you gave it to the Permanent Secretary of Education.
Yes.
You gave also the same.
And also the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Colin Hicks.
Of Health. That's Health?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
What were their responses?
We still haven't gotten feedback as to when the contacts and the glasses will be paid.
And this is something
That's
he
why
needed since October.
He wasn't able to receive them, and he's supposed to have the contacts and the glasses as a temporary method to help with the distortion of his vision. So he's pretty much in a lot of pain and discomfort, pretty much the same as before.
So they have not acknowledged, responded to, said noted, reached out to you, anything at all since October?
This matter is treated that it isn't as serious as it is.
Yeah, I can tell you this show will certainly make an attempt to get further response for you. But please, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Minister of Education, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Minister of Health, and even persons, well, they're the people to make this decision now as you've been already working with them. You've got to reach out to this Cash family. Her son went to school any ordinary day, an honor roll student who has slipped now, right?
And he has dropped. He's always been a 3-point student through primary school, and the first time he's ever gotten a 2.91, because he started school late October last year, because he now has to be excused from school for doctor appointments, counseling appointments. When we get a call that he's not feeling well in school because of pain with his eye, and I said we have to go and take him from school, take him to the eye clinic.
What's the stress? What kind of stress this has put on the family, and including him?
Overall, entire family has been affected. Also, July last year, since we last appeared, Ms. Shanique, I also sustained injuries on my job. So my employment has been affected. I've been out from work from then to now. So I pretty much am dealing with doctor appointments for my son and myself. So it's really rough on a daily.
Mm-hmm. Again, we can plead, we can listen. This is a need. You speak about this is what I mean about the lobby. I'm not at all. I wouldn't dare at all make slight of a woman who is in a violent situation and is being hurt. But this right here, this is urgent. This is urgent for this family, for this 11-year-old to be able to get the help he needs. If we can put our voices and lobby behind stuff like this and other families who have these kinds of issues, but this Cash family has been here before, and you see that this 11-year-old Lorenzo is in need of the contact lens and the glasses that since October he's been given the prescription, and it's now been several months and he's not gotten it. So his eyes are not getting any better or stronger. Please, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, my God, step up to this family. Like, what happened? I'll give you an opportunity for a final comment before we wrap up.
I'd like to say pretty much, Ms. Shanique, to the government, to the parents, to even the administrators of Columbus Primary, this is...
Since he left, they have not been in touch with you either. Nobody say, hey, how you doing?
Not at all. It's really heartbreaking. And it's painful, to say the least, how our son has been treated, how we has been treated as parents. We didn't expect this, and like I say again, we didn't ask to be in this. The appear so much to be a burden. We need help. We need all the help we can get, and the most important thing in the matter of this all is our son. What is best for him, and seeking justice, ultimately justice, because what happened was no protection in that classroom. He was just being a child, being a prefect, being a role model, and he got hurt. It's traumatic mental issues against him, even going to school, that something like that took place and it could happen again.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, and we certainly hope that you get some response from this to be able to get him the immediate help that he needs and support, obviously, moving forward. Thank you very much, Megan Cash, here with her son. You're good, Lorenzo?
No, Mom.
You're not good?
No, Mom.
You wanna say something really quick to the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Health?
From then to now, I haven't been as good as I should have been as a child, and I've been depressed a lot lately, and I've had bad thoughts about myself.
Not harming yourself, huh? Not harming yourself, huh?
Sometimes.
You feel like harming yourself sometimes?
Yes, Mom.
That's what started the suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
That's why he has therapy to keep him in a positive
You all see that? This kid is depressed. You know what I mean? Having anxiety, thinking of suicide because of his sight. and what's going on, please give him some attention. Give this family some attention. Help them get the contact lens, the eyeglasses that he needs, and the support that needs. In Columbus, what happened? Columbus Primary School, is it the same principal and everything?
I believe the vice principal became the principal. The principal retired, but no administrator, absolutely no one has reached out in reference to this condition or how he's doing an update, nothing.
I thank you very much, Megan Cash. Thank you, and of course to your son. Lorenzo, don't harm yourself. You're going to be okay.
Yes,
They're going to reach out. They're going to reach out and they're going to assist you. Okay?
Yes,
and you can come back when your glasses on and say exactly how you see me and how you see everybody in the studio at the time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? No. I thank you both very much, and just wish the best and pray the best in this situation. Thank, of course, at the top of tonight's show, Peggy and Ellington. Of course, in the middle of the show, Pastors Patrice Smith and Carol Moss, and of course this family here to wrap up tonight's show. I want to thank all of you for tuning in this evening. Certainly enjoyed having you along, and look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.